In this video, I show you how to make a transition track in Ableton Live. Find out more coming up. Thank you for watching PDot TV, where you find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. Now let's get into the video.
As an open format DJ, transition tracks can be really useful tools to jump from one BPM to another. Although record pools offer a lot of BPM transitions, sometimes they just don't have the songs you want transitions for, or maybe you're looking to get from one BPM to another and you just don't have that kind of transition in your library, or you can't find one on a record pool. So it's always useful to know how to create one yourself. So in this example, I loaded up a song from my buddy Jared Jackson. If you haven't checked out his music already, definitely check it out. He has a lot of dope stuff. So let's get started on this tutorial. So the first step would be, once you get the song into Ableton, you're going to want to go ahead and warp the song. So I know that this track is 112 BPM. So I'm going to go through my quick way of how to go ahead and warp this really fast. So first, just find the first downbeat. All right. So we found the first downbeat. Now I'm going to go ahead and right click, set 1-1, change global BPM to the BPM I know the track is, which is 112. Warp 112 from here. If you want a more in-depth tutorial on how I'm warping this fast, there is a video on my channel, so be sure to check that out. Then make sure that these are all lining up. They look pretty good. Yep. Oh. Okay. Now if I listen to the track, so this is 8 bars of intro. Now I'm going to use that as the actual section that we're going to use to do the BPM change. Now once you have it warped, this is all warped on beat, what you're going to want to do is open up this master section right here, and notice it opens up to mixer and song tempo. So you can have none, mixer, and then if you add effects on this, the different effects will pop up that you can automate. Then you have all of these different choices. You want to make sure that it's on song tempo. Now under that you have two values. This is going to be the lowest BPM that this whole project can be, and then the highest BPM that this project can be. So in this example, I want a transition to go from 100 BPM to the 112 BPM that this track is actually at. So what we'll do is go ahead and type in 100 for the lowest BPM and type in 112 for the highest BPM. So notice that this line right here moved, and this is your automation right here. This is what represents the automation in Ableton Live. We'll go into more depth about what that is in a bit. So once we have this minimum and maximum BPM typed in, now what we'll do is we'll begin to automate, or automatically change the value of the BPM. So you can either click on this pencil tool right here, or just hit B on your keyboard to switch the pencil mode on and off. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw changes in the BPM. So we want it to start at 100. So I'll go ahead and drop it down like this. And then if we listen now, it's at 100 BPM. Now, at this point, we have a bunch of choices, right? So the way I drew it out right here, since there's no drums, it kind of is a smooth transition into the 112 BPM. So again, if we listen to it, watch this BPM value right here and see how it jumps. But maybe you want something a little bit smoother. So how a lot of BPM transitions work is you'll go ahead and have a section where it transitions up and down. So, or in this case, from down to up. So I'll go ahead and delete these markers by just clicking on them, each of the dots. And now we'll have a smooth slope from 100 BPM all the way to 112. So let's listen to that again. And there you go, super smooth transition. It's going to go a lot smoother when you're making that switch, instead of just having it kind of drop into a new BPM right here. I mean, both work depending on the situation or depending on your style of mixing. So again, we can just go through each of these steps real quick. So once you get your track warped correctly, you're going to want to set the minimum and maximum BPM. So if you're doing a transition up, you're going to want to have, where you want the transition to start to where you want the transition to end. Or if you're doing the opposite and you're doing a transition down, you're going to want this one to be where you want the transition to end up and this one to be where the transition starts. So like I mentioned, in this case, we're doing a transition up from 100 BPM to 112. So once we have the minimum and maximum set, go ahead and select your pencil tool, draw in the beginning BPM, which in this case is 100, and then you have your choice of, if you have a break like this, to go ahead and just make it a really quick kind of smash in transition, or the way a lot of other BPM transitions happen is you want it to be smooth. And normally it's usually over the course of 4 bars like this right here, or 8 bars, which would be all the way across. But I like 4 bars. Sometimes when you do a transition over 8 bars, it kind of takes too long and you lose the energy, where this, it just kind of slowly builds up, but not too slow. So again, let's listen to it. And then again, watch this number right here, which is the BPM of the track. So. And now from 100, slowly getting up there, and it'll go from 100 to 112 in 4 bars. And there it is at the new BPM. And now since the rest of the track is at 112, the rest of this will just go ahead and maintain that same BPM. So again, making BPM transitions in Ableton is super easy. The hardest part, I would say, is warping the song. And once you get warping down really fast, this becomes a really easy process. And one tip I would say is look for an open part of the track, like this one right here. The intro is just drums and it's just, really bare kick, snare, and just a little bit of percussion, which makes a really nice, really easy transition track to use. So go ahead and get out there, make some transitions yourself, and good luck.
So that's a look at how to make your own transition tracks in Ableton Live. So question today, are you going to start making your own transitions? Go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And as always, if you found this video useful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click on subscribe right there. Or if you'd like to watch more content, go ahead and click on that video right there. And thank you for watching PDot TV, where you find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. See you next time.